With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Goose, here's your phone.
Hey, Goose.
Hey, Goose.
Thank you.
Hey, Goose.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, Goose.
Goose, thank you. Oh, my God. It's amazing. Thank you.
Here's your phone.
Oh, my God. I can't wait. Oh.
Your morning blitz begins now.
Get out! Have a great Friday, you mother...
We're going to try to do so. It's going to be a high of 84 today. Could have some showers later this afternoon. I don't know how today's going to go. I don't know why. It's not like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, like you said earlier, Thick.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm menstruating. I feel like it's my time of the month. I'm just very irritable this morning. I don't know. I'm reading news stories, and I verbally was yelling at my computer.
He was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're fed up.
I am. I don't for no particular reason.
Well, I know why.
Why?
Because your entire life is just you've moved from one state to another. You're getting settled into a new place. You bought a new car. You made massive life changes.
Lots of life changes.
And tiring. It is tiring to move.
Okay, and I feel a little bit better than you saying that because Nora said the exact same thing last night. She was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing's wrong. It's wrong."
Yeah.
And she goes, "There's a lot been going on." I just got my car back yesterday after 11 days for a simple plastic ring that was on special order.
Oh.
Still unpacking boxes.
Yeah.
I was mad at myself for not having, any motivation yesterday. I wanted to get working on the basement and get stuff put away, and I just kind of, sat on the couch. I was just I don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
sometimes you hit a wall.
Yeah.
Right. You have to do yourself a favor and rest.
Yeah.
Have
Just
a
take
rest
a break.
day.
It's okay.
And who gave their kid their phone this morning at 6 a.m.?
Oh, what's going on?
Because 6269 sent us 4 texts this morning. The first one being
Gibberish.
"Give her hergus." And
that sounds like Missy Elliott.
And the second one being it's even longer. And then 2 emojis.
Oh, and at the tail end it says, "Dying as fly up as do fly."
Yes.
What is it?
Don't know. Someone gave their kid their phone.
Somebody's butt texting us.
Said, you know it'd be fun, Junior? Why don't you text the Blitz this morning about your gibberish so they don't understand what's going on?
There you go.
That's exactly what the text says.
Hey, don't test Goose this morning because you're not going to win, okay?
Yeah, I'm spicy this morning. I don't know why. I feel like that commercial, or what was that TikTok sound? That's so spicy. That's what I feel like this morning. But it's Friday. It's going to be a good Friday.
Yes.
I'm going to be golfing tomorrow, so I'll look forward to that. And that's it. How are you, Kelly?
Great. I watched the Tylenol murders documentary.
Oh, really?
It dropped a couple weeks ago on Netflix. It's only 3 episodes. It's a really easy watch. And oh my gosh, I either did not know or forgot about many details of this case. It's pretty wild, and they never, ever really pinned it on anyone.
Do you know that there was a report fairly recently that people, especially the women who are very much into this, watch all these documentaries and all these murder shows and follow the cases on court TV? There's something... It's not...
Now, I pick and choose, but I am interested in certain ones. The Tylenol murders, 1982. That's Pete Kelly Quinn. Yeah, 1982.
Oh,
somebody, or it happened in the production line or in a store, somebody tampered with extra-strength Tylenol, and 7 people in Chicago dropped dead from eating.
You didn't know about this?
That's why we have packaging now that is, you have your foil top and you have your plastic wrap or your box, a sealed box. It's because of those Tylenol murders. That's why we have like sealed packaging now.
Interesting.
Yeah, what would they? I always forget. What was
Cyanide.
it? Cyanide. Yeah, they had cyanide in them.
Right.
Yeah, and so just some of the details of this case and a couple of the suspects who were never really, convicted of this. It's a great documentary, and it's really easy to ingest.
All right,
to digest, I should
now
say.
I'm going to have to...
3 Fs.
Okay.
Or I could just tell you about it. Either way.
That too, that's fine too. How are you, Thick?
I'm good. It is National Weed Your Garden Day. That's not happening in my house. The weeds are staying in my garden right where they're at.
Well, that's weed, not weeds.
Well, it says National Weed Your Garden Day. That means remove the weeds from your garden.
But not
why
the
would
weed.
Right.
Right.
That
The
weed's
weed is going to stay. The weeds can go. The weed will
Why
stay.
wouldn't you weed your garden?
Because I like my weeds.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
No, he's talking about weed. Not the annoying weeds.
I'm annoyed right now by this whole conversation.
And happy Friday the 13th to everyone. If you're feeling a bit off today, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just in my Jason era.
Oh, it's Friday the 13th.
Oh, there
You're
it is.
tired and
Yes.
you're off.
Make sure I do not touch a knife today because someone might get it.
Okay.
Just saying. That's psycho.
And I'm the closest one to him, so.
How can we build you up today and get you super psyched for a Friday?
I don't know, but Dalton isn't helping out, pointing out the fact that I can't win a game against Kelly. Thanks for that text.
Oh. Well, maybe we should play a game.
Now we have to play a game today.
All right.
I might have to, assert my dominance.
We have plenty of stuff to get
I
away.
wouldn't mind just hearing you sing, what was it? The Divinal song you sang last
I
time
touched
we
myself?
did it. Now, that was a key entertainment. That was top tier entertainment for me, listening to you sing that without any music underneath you.
Uh-huh.
I really loved that.
We'll have to find another song like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Virgin from Madonna. That'd be a good one. Anyways.
Maybe if you touch yourself, you'll feel better.
It could be. 100%. Let's go on a Friday with Blitz Morning Trivia, Thick.
All right, so ESPN has their college game day on site at a different stadium every week during the football season. It's like the biggest game of the week. And, forever, Lee Corso has been on college game day. Well, he is retiring coming up this season, and his last game is what we want to know. What will be the last game that Lee Corso does college game day with this coming football season? Be the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700, and we will hook you up with $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and stuff.
Traffic Blitz.
All right, we've an accident East Broad at High Street. It's our only problem right now. Traffic sponsored by Dairy Queen. Layer on the flavor with the DQ sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. Now available in Honey Barbecue or New Buffalo for a limited time. Happy tastes good. Only at participating Dairy Queen locations. That's traffic on the Blitz.
Hey, it's Goose. Join me in the Blitz crew Thursday, June 19th. Real quick, I just had to share this with you, Thick. I was talking with my best friend Scott yesterday, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I didn't know Thick was white." And I said, "What?
Is this Maverick?
No, this is Lake
another.
House. This is Lake House Scott."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, Thick Rick." I thought he was a black guy. Who else has the name Thick Rick?
Okay.
So, just wanted to let you know, it was a compliment. Very much a compliment.
I get it.
That's what he thought. And I was like, no, he's a white guy.
That's just funny and random.
Yeah, that's 100%. And I was like, I'll be sure to tell him.
Yeah, well,
that
all right. Hey, Scott.
he made anatomical assumptions about you and
right.
your name.
You're not the first.
And where it came from. So there you go. Hey, if you've got nothing going on this weekend, hopefully you do. You've already made plans for Sunday because it is Father's Day. Oh, I'm sorry. We skipped. Sorry. Do yours first.
Oh, I thought
Blitz
you
Morning
just wanted
Trivia.
to mention something. Okay.
No.
All right, I'll make it quick. Lee Corso from ESPN's College Game Day is retiring. We asked what will be the last game he does this season. It's actually the first game of the season. So he's just doing the first game, and then he's out. And that, of course, is the biggest game of Week 1 on August 30th, which will be Texas at Ohio State.
Yeah, game day's going to be here.
That'll be Lee Corso's final game.
But I figured it would be. Why not have it end on the biggest game of the year at your former school? Wasn't he here for a while? Notre Dame in here, or no? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
In fact, he always puts the head on when he picks who's going to win.
Right.
And that started in 1996 when Ohio State was playing Penn State.
Right.
And he put on Brutus Buckeye's head. And Ohio State, he has picked, out of all the college game days he's done, 45 times, most of any team he's picked. So he's had Brutus's head on 45 times.
Makes sense.
And Josh in Bellefontaine was the first one to text in the correct answer, so he gets to go over to Waterbeds and stuff and spend his $25.
Congratulations, Josh. Kelly, is Charlie a dad joke kind of guy at all?
No.
Oh. Are you a dad joke kind of guy?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I'm not opposed.
Do you have a favorite that you can think of?
Oh, geez.
I have a dad joke for you.
Please.
What do you call a deer with no eyes?
I don't know what.
No idea.
I got no idea.
Oh, no idea.
I know mine.
Okay.
What did George Washington say before he crossed the Delaware?
What?
Get in the boat.
Huh?
What did George Washington say before he crossed the Delaware River? Get in the boat.
Is that a joke or just a fact?
Right.
Is that a fast history
wouldn't
fact?
you have to get in the boat to cross
Yes,
the
but
river?
everybody's like, oh, did he say something profound? What, No,
Oh,
he
no,
said,
it
"Get
literally
in the
was
boat."
just get in the boat.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
See, dad joke.
Well, does your dad have a favorite? Some people went on Reddit and
See,
posted.
now it's funny, isn't it?
No,
it's
not
not
at all.
funny at all.
It's funny as how bad it was.
Yeah.
Is what's funny.
It's funny how I don't think you know what a dad joke is.
It's funny how you think a statement is a joke. Anyways, people went on Reddit and posted their favorite dad jokes, and the ones that their dads will never give up. Do you have holes in your socks? No? Well, how do you put them on then?
I like that.
Dad, can you make me breakfast? Abracadabra, your breakfast.
Oh, jeez.
I want to use this one. When paying with a credit card, every time he says, I hope it works, we just found it in the parking lot. I'll use that one. This, however, might be my favorite. I'm more pissed off than a piano player in a marching band. That's a good one.
That is great.
That is a good one. If you've got one, please, 800-821-9970, because I'll be happy to use it out in public. It's 997 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
I don't know how many times we have to tell stories like this, especially when it's 24 hours after a story that was just reported, because I believe it was on Tuesday or Wednesday, Kelly, that you had a story about a person who got gored by a bison.
Yes,
at
at
the
Yellowstone.
Park at Yellowstone because, well, they got too close to a bison. You know, the 1-ton wild animal with sharp horns at the end of its head. You probably shouldn't walk up on it. Well, just a day after, yesterday, a group of tourists are catching heat, especially one particular mother who was with her toddler and got within like 10 feet of a bison.
Jesus.
Here's Rob and Jennifer Gunderson. They are guests who were at Yellowstone as well, taking video of the whole thing.
Honestly, it was shocking. I can understand if you want to go up and think you can get close to a bison, but to bring a small toddler.
There's signs everywhere, but yet nobody pays attention to them. I get it as an adult. You're thinking, oh, it won't happen to me, but you're going to do it with your kids. That's what really dumbfounded us on all of it.
The child was like 3 or 4 or 5 years old. It was walking, but it was not a big child. It was a small baby.
At the least, you have to go through some parenting classes, don't you?
You would think. You would think.
But the gram. Gotta have it for the gram.
I mean, look, I get it. I'm an idiot. I would probably try and slap a bison's ass as like a bet. I would try and sneak up on a bison. That's my problem. I'm not taking my toddler with me. That's preposterous. I remember, it amazes me what people do in the wild. I remember spending so many years in Colorado, and we would go hiking all the time. But about March-ish, when the snow kind of starts to melt, if you get a nice day, right around that time, March, April, there would be signs. You'd get to the front of a hiking trail, and it says, mountain lion mating season. What to do in case you encounter a mountain lion. And it talks about picking your coat up and making your arms very big and making noise and don't turn your back. They have all these rules on this sign. It should only say one rule. Go the F back to your car and go home. You don't go hiking when it's mountain lion mating season. And you don't walk within 10 feet of a bison.
I feel like at this point, you could just get a picture of a bison from far away and then AI yourself doing pull-ups on the horns.
100%.
You can do that.
Look what I did. Speaking of asses, someone got shot in the ass. A guy in Indianapolis got caught shoplifting from a Family Dollar store on Monday and initially got away. No word on what he stole, but it was a Family Dollar, so how much could it be worth?
$1.
$17 total if you ran out with a shopping cart?
If you really stuffed your pockets full.
Right.
That's what you're going to rob, really?
Well, an employee named Jerome Stepp wasn't having it. Apparently, he wanted to take matters into his own hands because once comps were called, he decided to go looking for the guy himself, and he found him 15 minutes later, just a few blocks away, and decided, you know what the best course of action here is? To try and shoot the guy. He unloaded a couple rounds and shot the guy in the butt. Another employee was with Jerome when it happened. Police say it was actually his fiance. They worked together at Family Dollar. He fired 2 shots. The guy dropped the stolen merch when the second one hit him in the butt side. It's not clear what kind of charges he's facing, but Jerome is going to be the one who's in trouble. It wasn't even on store property. It was 15 minutes. It was blocks away. He found him 15 minutes later and then decided to shoot the guy in the butt.
I understand you were wounded. Where were you hit? In the buttocks, son.
And the guy's back was to him, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't shoot somebody in the back.
When you go through a robbery, I would think, now it wasn't like a gun was pulled on this guy, but I imagine this clerk who works at the Dollar General or whatever, the dollar store, sat there for a minute or two and thought, you know what, that SOB is not this. You think you can steal from me? It's like, he has really, who cares? It's the dollar store, but you do take it personally. Like, you think you can do that on my watch? I don't think so.
Not today. Maybe he's fighting for that store manager position. Maybe he has a lot of pride in his store.
Maybe.
I'm going to get a raise.
Yeah, it's just not. It is. He's going to protect his merch, and no one is taking from him. If someone steals from your store, don't go shooting them in the butt. It's just not allowed. That's your not so breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. I want to get into another dumb debate. It's all personal preference, I get it. But I've said for a very long time, before you get into a serious committed relationship, or at least once it gets to a certain point, definitely before marriage, there are 2 things you need to do with your partner. You need to sleep with them, and you need to sleep with them. And those are 2 completely different things. One, of course, the physical act of doing things that adult naked bodies do. And then the other being in bed catching the Z's, because you got to know what that person is like once the lights go out and the covers are on, because there's a lot of different types of people out there that do different things once you're off in La La Land.
We're like talking snoring, Dutch ovens, things like that.
All of those. Yes. I had an ex that used to coffin sleep. Like, she would literally lay there like on her back, and sometimes her arms were crossed. It was really great.
Okay.
It was really great after a night of adult fun time. Because if you were to wake up and roll over and see them laying there with their arms crossed, you're like, I killed them. All right. Go. Look how good I am.
So she was like a corpse sleeper.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the dumb debate today is tucked or untucked. And I don't mean if your man comes out of the bathroom tucked or untucked, because sometimes that's just funny. But what I mean is the bed sheet, especially at the bottom of the bed. Do you keep it tucked in, or do you need it free-flowing? Because I can tell you right now, our bed at home is split down the middle. Nora's got her side all tucked in. I need...
What? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Only half your sheet is tucked in on her side, but not your side.
Because I'll get in bed, and she'll make the bed, and then I get in, and the first thing I do is kick my feet all over the place to lift the sheet up. Because I can't be all confined. And then how do you regulate your body temperature? Sometimes you need just like a couple toes out. Sometimes you need like calf up out of. Like, you can't be all held in. I think it's wrong. Kelly, where do you fall on the tucked or untucked?
I am an untucked all the way. And the problem is that it really does. If you have sort of a restless night sleeping, then you are stuck really making your bed again in the morning because everything's everywhere. If you can sleep tucked, mostly your bed is still already made when you get out of bed.
Yeah.
But I cannot tolerate a tucked sheet. If you lay on your back, it's like your toes are pointing forward. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I need
then you get like carpal tunnel of the ankle because your foot is like pushed down.
Right.
Like ballet. Yeah, I don't need ballet feet. Everything's all straight.
Yeah. I'm with you all the way untucked.
You just end up with like 2 long extra legs, a peg leg with your feet all downwards. You're like Misery and you're hobbled because your ankles are broken, being pushed down. Steven says 100% tucked with hospital corners.
Wow.
Oh, he's going deep into it.
The method said tucked. Ain't no monsters getting my piggies.
Wow.
Thick, are you tucked or untucked?
No, completely untucked all the way around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that would be really silly if the end was tucked in or not tucked in and the sides were.
That would be really weird.
But not like you, because there'll be times like, okay, I'm warm, and I'll just move the bottom sheet over and let my feet out.
Yeah.
The rest of me still covered.
That's how
it
you
makes
regulate
a huge
your
difference.
temperature. Of
Makes
course.
a huge difference.
Everyone knows that's the bed thermostat right there. Is how much of your leg is outside of the corner.
Right.
Brian says tucked. I can't. It's too confined. I feel like I would be like buried alive. Like I can't because I definitely am a side sleeper first of all, and I definitely do roll. So yeah, to not be able to roll freely.
Okay.
And then do you have a fan?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think?
A ceiling fan?
Any kind of fan.
Yeah, we have a ceiling fan that's always on.
You have like a box fan?
We have
or
a
what do
ceiling
you do?
fan,
Yeah.
and then we have one of those thin stand-up fans.
Like an oscillating type deal.
And then I've got the box fan sound on my phone as the noisemaker.
Triple duty.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Speaking of which, can I tell you what happened last night?
Yes.
I rolled over last night, and it just so happened... Because one of the things I love most about Nora is that we puzzle piece together very well. Okay. Like when we cuddle, she fits right in my
mesh.
Yeah, we just did that.
Nobody's arms falling asleep. You're not twisted in a weird position. Okay,
perfect.
Good.
But last night I rolled over, and here's the other thing too. We tend to a lot of times end up sleeping back to back, and we'll just like touch feet from behind. So it's not a lot. But last night I rolled over, and I didn't realize this for about 7 seconds. Because I rolled over, I readjust, I get the cool side of the pillow, and then I just feel like this little blowing on my face. And then about 0.3 seconds later, I was like, oh my God. I just ended up like nose to mouth with Nora. And she was breathing on
hot
me.
Breath.
Yeah, oh God, it was so hot. It was so hot. It was like an Oscar the Grouch fart. Like I was like, what is happening right now? It is not good. I audibly went, oh, and I rolled over and I slept the other way. 997 the Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
We have what you might call a situation in the Middle East. Israel struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear, missile, and military complex early today in an attack that reportedly killed 3 of Iran's most powerful figures. Iran retaliated by launching more than 100 drones toward Israel, and Israel has been intercepting them outside of its borders. Iran's armed forces spokesperson says Israel and the United States would pay dearly for the attack, although officials say, hey, the U.S. was not involved in these strikes. President Trump has called a meeting of the National Security Council for today. Meanwhile, flights across the Middle East have been canceled, redirected, or returned to their point of origin. Airspace has been closed over Israel, Jordan, Iraq, and Iran. I don't know if you noticed yesterday, if you had any issues with your Spotify, your Discord, your Snapchat, Etsy.
Gosh. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
Really?
There are a ton of websites that experience some level of outage yesterday. Started about 2 yesterday afternoon. People on Google, like I said, I saw the Spotify complaint. Some girl was on TikTok. She was almost in tears. She's like, I can't log into my Spotify and I really, really want to hear my playlist. I'm like, what? So yeah, there was a big outage. Apparently the culprit was Google Cloud. And all the issues were fixed by about 9 o'clock last night. But over the day yesterday, people had various problems with a bunch of websites, including Etsy. And
that reminds me of one of my favorite Louis C.K. bits from, 2008, 2009, when he was getting on a plane. And it was one of the first planes with like wireless Wi-Fi on the plane. And about 10 minutes into the flight attendant comes on and says, sorry, the Wi-Fi isn't working. We won't have it this flight. And the person next to Louis C.K. lost his mind. And it's like, how are you mad about something you didn't even know existed like 15 minutes ago?
I thought I was going to have the internet.
Yeah.
Wait, come on. Pump your brakes. You'll be okay without Spotify for a couple hours.
My son was having a fit. He works for Cardinal Health, and all their stuff is on Google Cloud.
Yeah.
But what was funny is what he said was that people at work learned something was wrong from Spotify before they learned it from their work.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the sole survivor of the Air India plane crash that killed more than 240 people. This guy basically says he walked out of the broken emergency exit after the aircraft hit a medical college hostel in the city of Ahmedabad. Darn it. Ahmedabad. Darn it. Okay. Anyway, 40-year-old. Yes, sorry. 40-year-old Ramesh Vishwashkumar was in seat 11A. He had his boarding pass that he handed over. This guy was legit sitting in seat 11A, right near the emergency exit. He says basically he kind of woke up after the crash. Woke up, saw the exit open, and took off.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. And he was filmed walking on the street. He had a bloodstained T-shirt, bruises, and a burned left arm, but is otherwise okay.
Wow.
He was taken to the hospital. They said his injuries are not major. No major injuries. Everybody else is dead.
Yes.
I mean,
Vic brought up a great point.
Survivor's guilt.
Remorse. Yeah. Survivor's guilt. Oh.
Gotta have it. You have to, right?
Okay, is this...
You would think.
I don't know.
You gotta ask yourself, why me? Why am I the only one?
I would feel like there's a call on my life.
Final destination.
I would feel like there is... Maybe I'd be feeling like something, like, weirdly important.
You're special, so you were spared.
Like, okay.
Like I'm meant to do something great and impact the world in a great way, and I was spared.
There's another way of looking at it. Well, there.
I know that sounds really arrogant when I say it out loud. It sounded more humble in my head, but I would be like so thankful, but also, I mean, I think his brother was on the plane or something. He's gone.
Man.
I mean, there's like, it's like everybody around this. Well, that was just
there's another guy who posted a video online. Akash Vatsa is his name, and he says that he was on that exact same plane that landed in India. He was on the incoming flight 2 hours earlier.
So this is the plane that then took off.
That took off the crash.
Oh.
But he's got a bunch of videos on his TikTok page talking about the plane itself and how he's showing people waving themselves because the air conditioning wasn't working. He's showing himself trying to touch the TV, and here, take a listen. This is from his video.
We are almost about to taxi, but this AC is not working. And as usual, your TV screens are also not working. Neither this button for calling the cabin crew. Nothing is working. Nothing. Not even the light is working.
The light isn't working. Nothing on the
So we have
plane was working.
electrical issues.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I heard about the plane is that the landing gear hadn't been pulled up. Now, the plane crashed like within 90 seconds of takeoff.
Did you see the video?
No.
Yeah, I did.
I was kind of...
The video, the plane takes off, and it's still on its ascent angle, but it just keeps...
nose up.
Yeah, but it just keeps coming down.
Yeah.
And then you see the god-awful fireball of when it hit.
I can't believe somebody survived that.
That's insane.
It's unbelievable to me. But this Boeing 787 crashed into a medical college hostel, killed 241 of the 242 on board, and then 5 medical students in the hostel. There are a lot of other people that were inside that building that are injured, and some seriously. So what a horrifying incident yesterday. But my gosh, this one 40-year-old man survived it. Those are your 3 things.
And ever since I walked in the door this morning, and I do the same thing I do every morning. I get the coffee, and I sit down in front of the computer, start reading the news, start compiling all the information we need for the show. And I came across a couple stories that really they just irked me this morning. I was literally yelling at my laptop while reading the news, just mad at stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on? I got some feels going on. I don't know why, but I'm just angry at stuff. And so I thought maybe I was man-strating. I thought maybe I was missing some sleep, which I'm really not. Kelly, you made a valid point that there's just been a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Moving.
I think you're at your limit. You're at your limit here of things that you can handle. And so when you read something that's outrageous or seems, some kind of way, you
His
just
chair
can't
was
take
in
it
the wrong
anymore.
place.
Yeah, just all of it.
And also, it's better for you to take it out on a news story than it is for you to take it out on people around you. I think it's an appropriate way to let out those emotions.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But the more I thought about it, I think I may have started to narrow it down a little bit. At least one of the things that irks me, and I know for a fact I'm not the only one who's been through this before. I think pretty much everyone has been in this situation before. But last night, grilled up some delicious chicken wings for dinner, and we made some French fries. And look, we're not the kind of sit down at the dinner table every single night type family. Right. We do sometimes, but not all the time. Most of the time, it's go ahead, grab your plate, do what you're going to do. Nora and I will plop down on the couch and watch some TV.
Yeah.
However, like a lot of people, you sit down with your dinner, you turn on the TV, and then we spend like 45 minutes scrolling just trying to find something. Yeah. We're like, what do we want to watch? I don't know. Do you want to do this now? And so yesterday, turned on the TV, and again, I was in a mood, and I didn't want it. So the first thing that popped up on the TV was The Rock, the 1996 classic.
Oh, the movie.
Yes, the movie. Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, Ed Harris.
Yeah.
That's
Alcatraz.
Yeah.
It's a classic. So I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like doom scrolling. And I said, The Rock. And Nora goes, Dwayne Johnson? No! The movie, The Rock.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
And she said, I've never seen it. And I said, perfect. This would be great. Introduce you to a classic. The movie starts. We're 17 minutes or so into the movie. They've got Sean Connery in the where do they question you? What's that room called? The interrogation room. Nicolas Cage has just made a deal. If you've seen the movie, he crushes a quarter, and then he walks up to the glass while they're talking behind the secret window, and he takes the quarter, and he goes on the glass, and then goes bow, and elbows the glass, and the glass shatters. And then I hear, and I look at Nora, and I said, what? And she kind of tilts her head sideways. She gave me the, come on, look. I was like, what? You can elbow somebody. She goes, a quarter's not going to break glass. I said, the quarter didn't break the glass. The quarter messed with the infrastructure of the glass. Right. It weakened it as a pane of glass, so then you could elbow it. And I'm sitting here getting mad at her for laughing at the movie because it's a classic. You don't laugh at The Rock.
Oh, he's still mad at Nora. That's what's going on.
I think that's what it is. How can you have you ever shown Charlie something you love so much and then it doesn't click and you're like, I was like, how are you not getting this? This is a classic, and you're laughing at it.
It's a risk to share something with someone you love that is very important to you, because there is a chance that they won't like it, and then you'll take it really personally.
Right.
This happens to me every day in this room.
There's a risk of that because you do take something. It's like you've got some attachment to it emotionally, and it's enough where you're like, oh, this is so good. I've decided how we'll spend our dinner time, and you're going to love it. And then when they laugh at it, it's embarrassing. It feels like it is slight. It feels like
I feel belittled.
You're disrespecting
I feel emasculated.
Yeah, I bet she.
It's a Michael Bay movie with the typical Michael Bay shot where someone stands up and the camera rotates 360 around them in the slow-mo move. We get it's a cheesy movie, but don't laugh at it. It's a classic. Just love it. Why can't you just love it?
Or love me by not laughing at it.
Right. She doesn't love me.
She does love you. And I guarantee you none of this crossed her mind. She was just trying to have a moment with you. Like, ha, 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 that's hilarious. Like, that could never happen. And you were like, oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, but the trolley rolling down the San Francisco hill, it can really happen. We know it can't happen, but don't laugh at it.
Reese Witherspoon's getting into Harvard Law. Right.
Right, exactly.
It's a movie.
Exactly. I'm going to start with meditative breathing first before I get into this. I've been talking this morning about my poor attitude that I've had all day since I walked in the door. I don't know why, but it just got set off the second I opened up my computer and started preparing the show and reading the news.
Every story was
couple of stories, just really
a hammer to the skull.
Man, I feel like a weeble wobble. They weeble and they wobble, but they don't fall down. Like I just getting pushed over and I bounce back up, and I'd yell something. You get pushed down by another story, I bounce back up. Just things were just setting me off this morning, and these were the two that really just set me off.
Okay.
And I may upset some people here. The first group that I may upset are the people that use crystals and believe in energy and all that kind of
horoscope
stuff. Yeah, because Candace Cameron Bure was just on a TV show doing an interview. You remember her? She was from Full House.
Yeah.
She was DJ Tanner, I believe. Yeah. She was doing an interview talking about movies and things they watch in her house. And one thing that she doesn't like or will not allow is horror movies in her house. Take a listen.
You're opening up a portal. Yeah. Like if you're watching this or you're playing this video game or whatever, like that's a portal that could let stuff inside our home. Like I don't even want someone watching a scary movie in our house on the TV, because to me, that's just a portal. Listen, I'm in the film industry. I understand how it all works. Yeah. I know that movie specifically has a crew of 200 people and they're lighting it and they're adding the sound effects and it's makeup and camera people and actors. However, there's still something that can be incredibly demonic while they've made it.
Shut up!
Let the demons in!
Shut up! This isn't Ghostbusters. You're not opening a portal to another dimension and letting Chucky into your house.
The gates of hell.
Okay, if I might.
Uh-oh.
Just, if I might. Just as a perspective from your buddy Kelly. Like, we're friends. We know each other.
Uh-huh.
All right. Candace Cameron, she is a person of faith. She believes in Jesus. She's a follower of Jesus. I am too. Same.
Uh-huh.
I believe that there is a spiritual realm out there. And I do believe in good and evil in the spiritual realm. And I also am impacted by these, demonic movies, the movies that, for instance, I went with my husband and my brother-in-law to see The Conjuring, the movie. It had me up all night. In fear, absolute fear.
Okay.
And it's supposed to do that. Now, I know that, but I'm saying I felt like there was a presence of evil. I'm not saying there was, but it made me feel that way, a presence of evil. And I thought, why do I want this in my life? I don't want this in my life.
I totally get that. But that's rational.
That's a quality horror movie.
The movie scared the crap out of me. I don't want to close my eyes. I feel like Damien is about to walk through my bedroom door. Yes, that's a good movie. Yeah. That's what it's supposed to do.
But I figured out for myself because of, how I am and how I'm built.
Because you're a rational person and you know it's not real.
Right, but I would say that it is not good for me and my mental state. No, I don't want to say my mental state, but it's not good for me to watch those kind of movies because it makes me not able to sleep.
Totally
it gives
fine.
me bad dreams. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let that stuff in anymore because it doesn't do good things to me. All of
that is a perfect explanation. Okay. What you're not saying is if I play a video game with zombies in it, there's a portal that's going to come into my house and I'm going to get eaten alive and they're going to take my brains. That's what you're not saying.
I am not saying that, but I do believe it opens a door for me in my life that makes me feel like there's evil, and I don't want that. So I keep that out in that way.
Totally get that.
So I don't know. That's just from your old buddy Kelly. Your old buddy Kelly.
No, I agree with you. I don't disagree. Story number 2, the thing that sent me over the edge is for not all, but a good chunk of the Miss Rachel fans out there. If you have children, you probably know what Miss Rachel is.
Oh, my little 3-year-old niece was just singing a Miss Rachel song to me about being kind to your pets.
Yeah.
The whole song she sang to me.
People go nuts over Miss Rachel.
She's fantastic.
She's amazing. However, there's one person out there who doesn't like Miss Rachel. Like, personally, doesn't want Miss Rachel on their TV because, in her own words, she says it's annoying. And that's actress Olivia Munn. They have a child, her and John Mulaney. And she was on social media and said, look, I don't have Miss Rachel on my TV because I find it annoying. And as the adult, I have to watch the show over and over and over again. If you've got young kids, once that kid finds a favorite show, that's all that's on repeat all the time.
And she couldn't bear it with Miss Rachel. She was like, no.
So she went online. This was in People Magazine. She did an interview with People Magazine and says she doesn't allow her kids to watch Miss Rachel's YouTube videos because they annoy her.
She's nuts.
Well, Miss Rachel fans came out in droves. Not only that, Miss Rachel fans started sending death threats to Olivia Munn.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Well,
not only did they send death threats, but they told Olivia Munn that she doesn't care about suffering children because Miss Rachel had posted a link for a fundraiser to help money for kids in the Middle East who are in, Palestine and Israel and all the kids that are getting killed.
Children.
Yes. So now Miss Rachel fans are blaming suffering children on Olivia Munn because she doesn't want to watch the videos.
Okay, well, those people are
crazy.
crazy.
Shut the F up!
Yeah, they're crazy, man.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
The people had to pull the article stating
because Olivia Munn was getting so much hate.
Yes. People actually said, look, okay, wait a minute. Violent threats that escalated towards the interview subject and her family. Both Olivia Munn and John Mulaney came out, the father of the baby, her husband, said, look, we don't have a problem with Miss Rachel as a person. We just don't want the show on repeat in our house. What is wrong with people?
It's just that is nuts.
It's just like the people who sent death threats to Ryan Day and his family over a football game. They're crazy people out there, man. They just are.
It feels like, though, if you... it's so bizarre that fans of a woman who does a show for 2-year-olds are out making death threats. It doesn't feel right. It's not cohesive.
No.
You're supposed.
Yeah, how can you be a fan of Miss Rachel and learning the ABCs? K doesn't stand for kill. You're not allowed to do that.
Oh, people, you know what? You can't take things so personally.
M is for murder. No.
But I will say, Olivia Munn should let her kids watch Miss Rachel, because sure, she's annoyed. It is annoying. But she's not doing the show for Olivia Munn. She's doing the show for 1 to 2 year olds.
But also, Olivia Munn can choose what she wants in her house.
I agree. But here's the thing. It is so good for the kids. I have a 2.5-year-old granddaughter. We have full-on conversations. This girl has a vocabulary like I've never seen, and I give a ton of that credit to Miss Rachel.
Okay, I would say that as I'm allowed to not choose, just like Candace Cameron, to not have scary movies in my house, that Olivia Munn's allowed to choose to not have
allowed.
Miss. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. There's no
Anyone's allowed to choose anything.
Right.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, let us all choose what we
Stay
want.
the F out of other people's business.
Right.
What is going on? Let people enjoy what they enjoy. I don't get it. However, if you don't like The Rock, I will probably break up with you. Seether and Daughtry going to be with special guest POD at Rose Music Center at the Heights on Friday, October 10th. And we don't have one pair of tickets. We don't have 2 pair of tickets. We have got 3 pair of tickets giveaway, which means we are playing everybody's favorite game show, Don't Blow It for Everyone.
Woo! Yes.
We need 3 contestants right now, 800-821-9970. You guys are going to form a unit, a team, a collaboration, if you will. You are each going to get your own questions. You cannot help each other out. If all 3 of you get your respective questions correct, everyone is winning a pair of tickets to see Seether and Daughtry. However, if one of you gets your question wrong, game over. No thank you for playing. No goodbye. You get straight dial tone, and that is it. 800-821-9970 if you want to play. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
This is Kyle.
Kyle, hang on one second. We got to find your teammates. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
This is Tony.
Tony, hang on one second. Tony, if you could turn your radio down for me. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Lisa.
Lisa. All right. Team number 1, Kyle, Tony, Lisa, all playing for tickets to Seether and Daughtry. I have your questions here. You cannot help each other out. All of you must get your own questions right. If not, dial tone. Kyle, we start with you since you called in first. For Kyle and only Kyle, here is your Don't Blow It for Everyone question. Yasmin Bleeth is 57 today. She was one of the stars of which beach-based show?
Beverly Hills 90210.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Right off the bat.
Oh.
Beverly Hills 90210 was not a beach-based show. That was...
Well, 90210, it's kind of on the beach.
I guess
but it's
a
not
little bit.
Beach-based.
Yeah, it's not beach-based. Yeah. Do you know the answer, Kelly?
That's the one with what's her name in it?
Pamela.
Yeah, hold on. The lifeguards, and it starts with a B. Baywatch.
There you go.
Thank you. I knew I'd come up with it.
job.
See, I need a few seconds.
Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Kevin.
Kevin. All right, Kevin. Hang on one second. Make sure your radio's turned down for me. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hi, Anna.
Anna. All right, Anna. Contestant number 2. Hang on. And Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Mike.
Mike. All right, Kevin, Anna, Mike, each getting your own questions. Kevin, you called in first. We start with you. Today in 1966, Kevin, the Supreme Court ruled that people must be given their rights prior to questions from the police. What are those rights called?
The Miranda rights.
That is correct answer. Miranda rights. Very good. Kevin, you are off the hook. Anna, we move on to you. Here is your question. Chris Evans is celebrating a birthday today. Before Captain America, he was another Marvel superhero in 2 films. What team were those movies about?
The Fantastic Four.
That's correct answer. Fantastic Four. Very good.
Oh,
right.
boy.
Very much looking forward to that movie coming out in a couple weeks. Oh, that new one's going to be good. All right, Mike, here we go.
No pressure.
Kevin and Anna have done their job. It is now up to you on whether or not all of you are going to go see Seether and Daughtry or if you get the dial tone. So here we go. Mike, your question is... Today in 2000, the album Crush was released with the song It's My Life on it. It was a huge hit for who?
Is he there?
Daughtry.
Oh, no. Oh.
It is not Daughtry.
Oh.
It's My Life was arguably top 3 biggest hits. For radio.
I put it
Big
4th.
one.
4th? For radio play, it was huge.
I put it behind.
My life.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I'd put it behind You Give Love. I mean, the Slippery When Wet, he sold his song, but You Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer, and Wanted. Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
And then It's My Life.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can kind of see that.
She's a little runaway.
Oh, that's a good one, too. All right, you want to do it again? 800-821-9970? All right. Oh, are you? Someone's singing. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Anthony.
Anthony. All right, Anthony. Hang on. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Chris.
Chris. All right, Chris, contestant number 2. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
This is Ashley.
Ashley. All right, Ashley. Anthony, Chris, Ashley. Here we go. Don't blow up for everyone. Seether and Daughtry tickets up for grabs. Let's see. Anthony, we start with you since you called in first. Your question is, Neil Patrick Harris is celebrating a birthday this weekend. He played Barney on which TV show?
Barney and Friends.
Barney and Friends. I love you. You love me. We're a happy family. No.
Don't sing that in front of Olivia Munn. That's all I can say.
She would hate that. No, How I Met Your Mother, of course.
Okay, have you guys ever seen Neil Patrick Harris and Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog?
Yes.
Oh, I freaking love that show.
He's pretty great.
Oh.
That was only one. You want to try one more time?
All right, one more time.
All right.
Trying to give these tickets away. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Laura.
Laura. All right, Laura, hang on. Blitz, hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Daniel.
Daniel?
Yeah.
All right, Daniel, hang on 1 second. We got to find your third teammate here. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Chris.
Chris. All right, Chris. Laura, Daniel, Chris. Here we go. Laura, we start with you. Since you called in first, your question for Don't Blow Up for Everyone. Steffi Graf is celebrating a birthday this weekend as well. She's famous for what sport?
Oh, soccer?
Oh, no.
Even somebody cheated.
Somebody even whispered
Somebody
the
even
answer.
whispered the answer to try and cheat.
I don't mind that move, but yeah, that's too bad. It
Tennis.
was tennis.
Tennis. We heard you, whoever that was. Cheater. All right. I guess we'll hang on to these tickets since we can't give them away.
We have tried and tried and tried.
I don't know what else to do. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
A 19-year-old Columbus man has pleaded guilty to creating an online group whose members swatted, threatened, and doxed people across the country, including right here in Columbus. Federal prosecutors say Braden Grace formed a group called Purgatory, and that's a good name. You got to admit. That's a good name.
Purgatory, yeah.
But then beyond that, these guys deserve some prison time. But they ended up placing multiple swatting calls to police and other emergency departments across the U.S. Authorities say the group contacted Columbus police and threatened to blow up the Hollywood casino. The group reportedly threatened fires, shootings, and bombings in at least 9 states. Grace will be sentenced in August. He faces multiple years in federal prison. I do have a Karen Reed update. It's time for It's time for your Karen Reed update with Karen Queen. Closing arguments will take place today in the Karen Reed murder trial in Massachusetts. The judge says each side, she has decided, instead of an hour, she'll give them an extra 15. They'll go an hour 15.
So she slept on it and she feels better about it now?
Yeah, she feels like she can extend an extra 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because it's such a complicated case, but it's really not. Deliberations are expected to begin by mid-afternoon. I really think these jury members are just going to be like, okay, we all say not guilty, right? And now let's waste a little time to act like we're, like...
Will they come back at like 4:45 this afternoon with a verdict and just be like...
I hope. Let's just get this over with. The defense says Reed is being framed by police for the death of John O'Keefe. Reed is accused of hitting her Boston cop boyfriend with her SUV and leaving him to die in a snowstorm in 2022.
I feel like as soon as they're done, the juror should go, we have our answer now. We don't need to need to go back. We know.
No, you go back, you take your initial vote, and then you're like, verdict's in.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Well, how about this? We talked about this yesterday as a possibility that there could be a mistrial because of what was going on with the jury in the Harvey Weinstein criminal case in New York. The judge did declare a mistrial yesterday on that third charge that the jury was supposed to be deliberating yesterday. So we already know that the jury came back with verdicts on 2 counts, a guilty and a not guilty on sex abuse charges. But then the foreperson on Wednesday told the judge, hey, I'm getting threatened and I'm getting yelled at by other jury members and I don't feel safe anymore. So the judge said, all right, I hear you. The foreperson is like, I am not deliberating with these people anymore. So the judge yesterday set this foreman up with security, kept him separate until deliberations were supposed to start and they all were supposed to go into the deliberation room. The foreman refused, said, I'm absolutely not going in there. I'm not doing it. I'm getting threatened. I don't feel safe. And I don't care what security you provide for me. Not doing it.
Really?
Yeah. So the judge declared a mistrial. And prosecutors say, hey, we're going to try Weinstein a third time on this charge. Wow. So don't worry about us. But the remaining jury members were interviewed after they were dismissed. And they said, yes, tensions were high in the jury room. They were all really tired. They had been there 7 weeks listening to testimony and then deliberating. And they say it was getting testy in there, but nobody was threatening the foreperson. But they all felt that Weinstein should be convicted on that third charge. The foreperson wanted a not guilty and said, I will not budge. I will not budge, not guilty.
See, this is a bunch of BS. He played the game and got a mistrial and said, I'm not going in there because he was the only one who
wanted
said
a not guilty.
Yeah.
So he basically, I guess, took a dive. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's sandbagging so big.
Yeah, so anyway. All right, those are your 3 things.
All right. If you get the bi-monthly paycheck, like the 15th and the last day of the month, there's a good chance that getting your paycheck today because it falls on a Sunday, and there's also a good chance that it might already be spent. You've already got all the money allocated for the bills and the foods and the car note and the things that you need to pay. Well, that's I'm sitting here with I got my checklist. I paid this today, I paid that. Just watching the number just dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. And then I come across a couple stories like this, and it's like, come on. If you're a basketball fan, you know that the NBA Finals are going on right now. The Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Indiana Pacers, and the Thunder's loss in Game 3 has now lost Jay-Z $1 million. That is because Jay-Z made a $1 million bet on the NBA Finals that the Oklahoma City Thunder were going to win in 5 games.
Whoa.
That is now obviously mathematically impossible. So
$1 million?
Yep. It would have returned $3.3 million if he would have won. Now here's the thing.
That was Blue Ivy's Labubu money too.
Probably. Although she'll probably still get her Labubu because even though he lost $1 million, he has a net worth of $2.5 billion.
Oh, okay, that's nothing.
So
he found that in the couch,
right? Could you imagine just throwing down $1 million on a bet?
That is not going to bother you.
I'll never live in that world.
Oh,
can't even wrap your head around it.
No. And he probably went, oh, well, he didn't care. Didn't bother him a bit.
$1 million. Gone. And believe me, coming from someone who likes to gamble. It's
what's
frustrating.
The biggest bet you've ever made in gambling?
What's
the most you've ever put down?
Well, I mean, I've definitely gone all in at a poker table with more than $1,000 worth of chips before.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But you don't bet on games and stuff like that.
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Oh, so like sports games?
Yeah.
No, I don't do sports bets.
No, you gamble cards, casino games. Casino games.
Yeah. I think my biggest pot ever was I had $1,600 in front of me, and I went all in. Yeah, I won the hand though.
Oh,
I ended up walking away with $4,000 from the table because it was pretty big.
Nice,
pretty big bet. But I've also lost, a few hundred at a time making a bad call or hitting the ATM machine one more time.
Yeah.
I did that on one trip to Vegas because we were there. I think we were there like a Thursday to Sunday or something.
Right.
And God, we got paid on Friday, which was awful. Because I went, oh man, it was like 20 years ago. I just kept going back to the ATM. It's like, oh, we gotta go to bed. It's time to go to bed.
Clark Griswold over here.
Yep. Second story is why can't this happen to me? There's a couple in San Francisco, and wife wanted pizza, so they pulled over and got their favorite pizza. McKinley Nelson, the 72-year-old, and his wife decided that they were going to have, she decided we're going to get pizza. So they go to the pizza place, they order the pizza. The problem is, McKinley only had $100 in his pocket, but he wanted to be able to tip. So he decided to go next door to the little convenience store right there to break the money, to break the $100 bill, and he got himself 2 scratchy lottery tickets. Sure enough, one of them scratchy lottery tickets, the $1 million winner.
Oh, wow.
Again, why can't this happen to me just once? Just one time.
I do love it when people are like, well, you win $1 million, you got to pay like almost half of that tax. And I'm like, who cares?
Okay, fine. I'm okay with that.
I'll take $600,000.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No kidding.
No problem with that at all. The 70-year-old and his wife said they're going to pay off their house. They're going to get themselves a camper and do some traveling, visiting family around. And he's so nice. He goes, look, my wife almost had a heart attack when she found out it won, but it's all because of her. She's the one that likes the pizza.
Oh.
So that's where we went.
How cool is that story?
I'm happy for them.
Wow.
Kind of. Because I wanted me to be the one who won, but good for you.
Eat more pizza.
It's not a bad idea. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
First story coming out of New Kent County in Virginia, where they had a crab-tastrophe temporarily shutting down I-64 because a semi-truck carrying a whole bunch of crustaceans were scattered all over the roadway. About 2:38 in the morning, a van on its side with crabs crawling around its open doors. The pavement and the wooden barrels inside, which had been knocked around as a result of the crash. Westbound Interstate 64 was shut down, and drivers told to avoid the area. Not really immediate information on what caused the crash or if anyone was hurt, but they did call it a crab-tastrophe.
It is. If you love crab rangoon, you're going to be paying twice now because of this. Crab legs.
Crab leg prices are already high enough. I don't need them to go any higher. But man, I would love to have been out there just collecting crabs.
Right?
Oh, you need help clean up? Because I'd have been there.
Do they pinch?
Crabs?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm thinking, yeah.
Well, if these were alive, they weren't like the crab legs we eat. Because those are frozen on the boat when they're caught.
They are?
Yeah, those big crab boats that catch like king crab and snow crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they catch them on
ice.
They steam those suckers and freeze them.
Then what do you do when you go to like Red Lobster and they have the crab aquarium and they throw it in the pot of boiling water?
Those are lobsters.
Oh, right.
They don't do that to lobsters.
There's no crab they just grab and throw in the pot? There's only lobsters?
Well, you boil it for 10 minutes, but it's already been steamed and frozen before it even gets to the store.
No. Okay. They've already steamed them?
Yeah, they steam them on the boat and then they freeze them immediately.
Huh.
Maybe these bad boys are being used as bait or something.
Well, listen,
there's
different crab. Yeah, the blue crabs, the soft shell crabs, those are
smaller,
different.
right.
That's probably what these are.
Yeah. Those are
what
the ones.
kind of crabs do you have, Thick? Are they
the itchy kind, Kelly? You better stay back.
The tiny kinds. And he's just up there with his tiny little crab legs. Just a little dip of butter. Use a little eye droplet for the butter. Right on. He's just standing there in the bathroom with his eye droplet of butter in the mirror. Right on the pizza. You brought it up, Kelly. I did. I just took it too far. Second story coming out of Vermont, where a man's lawsuit has just been dismissed by a judge because he sued the Burlington Free Press in Vermont. Why? Because he believed that the paper was not covering his son's basketball games in high school. And not only that, it caused stress, anxiety, gastrointestinal distress, and panic attacks that had to be treated with medication because his basketball games weren't being covered by the local paper. He believes that his son was suffering from all of this stuff because it affected his possibility of getting scholarships. Colleges weren't seeing the stats in the newspaper, so it caused all kinds of issues for his son.
Wow, that is some Munchausen by proxy, if I've ever heard it.
I mean, seriously.
Thankfully, the judge was like, nah, you can't sue a newspaper for what they decide to run or not run. That's freedom of the press. You can't do that. We're not doing this. So
I mean, there are like 15 people in Burlington, Vermont, so they really should have been covering that kid's games.
They should have been. Well, his argument was they state that they cover sports from all over the entire state, and they didn't. But with just a wee bit of research of the paper, they found out, oh, yeah, they are covering a whole bunch of different cities and a whole bunch of different high school sports teams.
Yeah.
And yes, they did cover your son's games. Maybe he wasn't doing that great that game. Maybe he didn't get his name mentioned. Or maybe the team isn't doing that well, so we didn't cover them a whole bunch. That does happen sometimes.
Well, the thing is, him saying that, you know, they're not seeing the stats and all. Do you know how many websites, I mean, Rivals and
yeah, if you're already on a
Max
D1
Prep
list,
and-
if you're on a D1 list, they're going to get your stats.
It's all,
they don't need your local paper to
no,
cover
and
the
they
stats.
know where to go. They know which websites to use. They all use them.
Yes.
Max Preps is huge when it comes to that kind of stuff. So it's all out there for
I have a bellyache because you're not covering my kid's sports.
Thankfully, the judge had a bit of common sense and threw the man's lawsuit out the window. That is your not-so-breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. Simple question on a Friday morning, fill in the blank. You just can never look cool doing blank. You just can't. It's impossible. Can you think of one, Kelly?
Oh, I can think of a list, but my number one is when you are skiing and you lose your balance a little bit, and you're like jerking back and forth, trying to get your balance back. Poles are swinging. Yeah, can't look cool doing that.
It's kind of almost like almost falling on ice.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no looking cool that way.
9031 says you can never look cool sneezing. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Did you try the viral trend of trying to sneeze with your eyes open?
Oh, I have tried to do that before.
Do not do that.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Will you blow your eyeballs out?
Yes.
You will?
You can't. Yeah, you can't do it anyway. You can't do it.
You're not going to blow your eyeballs out.
That's why your eyes close.
That is not true.
It's absolutely true.
Where did you hear that?
I would pay to see someone fire their
Where's an
eyeballs out of their
ophthalmologist?
head.
I need an ophthalmologist.
They're not going to fire. They're not going to like.
Oh, they're just going to boing
Well,
out.
they're connected.
And bounce,
It's not. They're just going to come out.
and then just hang there.
And then just hang there.
Well, they
on the
kind of
back of the
stick out.
retinas.
Hey, though, can you still see?
So
like
you're
I
gonna
can like
probably-
see around the corner.
So you're
But that's
saying-
happened to people before,
If
where
you
their eye came out and they
sneeze
put
with-
it back in.
When you sneeze with your eyes open, you're just going to look really surprised, or
Yes.
like a cartoon character who saw a hot woman.
Like
Right.
Large Marge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Boing, oing, oing, oing.
Yeah. That's why they close when you sneeze.
That is not true.
We do need an eye doctor to text
yes,
us
I need
at
an ophthalmologist
99,700,
to call
please.
Right now.
Please.
Right now. There's no way your eyeball is popping out if you sneeze it. I've done it. I've got the video of me doing it.
No, you do not.
I
You
absolutely
held your
do.
eyes open?
Yes.
During a sneeze?
Yes.
Good for you. I gotta see
100%.
this.
Oh, I have to see this.
It's not pretty. And I definitely... There was
Didn't
definitely
look cool?
No, there was definitely a hard squint. It was like...
Yeah, they went down.
But you had a...
Those lids went down.
I'm not saying they didn't. I'm saying I tried
I
to
get
keep my
you.
eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you couldn't, or else the eyeballs would have popped
They
out.
wouldn't
of
have
your
popped out. 800-821-9970.
Did you just do it yesterday? Because maybe, like, can we measure bulging? Maybe our eyes are bulging a little more now that we've tried it.
Nah.
Okay,
That wasn't yesterday.
listen, you cannot look cool when people are singing happy birthday to you. It is too awkward.
I
You can't look
agree.
cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is a great one.
Wow.
Andrew says you can't look cool driving a Cybertruck. Oh, Ben, this is a good one. You can never look cool power walking. Yes.
Right.
Or have you seen they actually have they have speed walking races?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they're just.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to have like one foot on the ground at all times.
Heel toe,
Is that
heel
the
toe,
rule?
heel toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to heel and then toe.
You cannot be off the ground at any point.
That was in the Olympics this year, right?
Is that what it was?
The last Olympics.
I think so.
Yeah.
Dude, people wear weighted vests now to speed walk. I mean, it is like a thing.
It's insane.
Crazy.
Katie, I agree with you. You can't ever look cool eating a Jell-O shot. Yep.
Oh, really?
100%. No way.
How about scooching forward in an office chair? I feel like you don't look cool doing that. Yeah. It's just like.
That's just my practice for a Friday night.
From the 614, and I've heard this about myself, eating a banana.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, 614.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
because I watched Goose eat a banana this morning. It was a scientific study, okay?
And it was normal.
And do you know what he did? He pulled off a piece and ate it. Right? But then when you got to the rotten part of that disgusting banana you were eating, you turned it to the sort of more ripe and then just took a big gnaw out of the side of it.
Well, no, other way around.
Oh.
I ate the banana like normal, took a bite out of it, but then when I got to the smushy part, then I peeled off the good half with my hand.
I'm sorry, I flipped that.
Yeah.
Okay. But you didn't look uncool doing it.
No, but Thick definitely looks awkward eating a banana.
You've never seen me eat a banana.
I saw it. It was strange.
What, you got video, Kelly?
It was almost as weird as when you ate corn on the cob the long way. It was
that is not necessary.
Very
I
strange.
don't know why you do that.
I didn't know what to do.
Nuts.
I was kind of frozen in
Yeah,
spot.
it's like nobody expected it.
Not at all. What was even more impressive is when he got every single kernel
that
off
was
at
wild.
one time.
I'm talented. I am talented. Randy said you cannot look cool shaving your taint.
No, you can't.
Shaving. What are you doing?
Here's the question. Are you standing over a mirror or are you bent all the way over trying to look underneath?
You're putting a razor blade down there
Can I
with
tell you, by the way,
blindly
by the way,
putting a razor blade down
I
there?
had to be clean shaven for a vasectomy.
Don't they do that for you?
No.
They don't?
No.
They don't provide that service?
No.
You had to get on in there yourself?
Yeah. I did that before I left the house.
You nicked yourself, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I did very well.
Side note, real quick. Not last night, but the night before, I went to do my hair shavings. And then I went to do my cleanup.
Okay.
You know, my hair shavings, my beard trim, and my manscaping.
Yeah.
And I did my head. I went to go do my beard, and I couldn't find my little attachment, my one guard that keeps my beard a certain length because I use a zero guard on my head.
Right.
But then I was going to do the manscaping, but I didn't have the guard, and I was like, I can eyeball it. It did not work out.
Yeah.
I warned Nora for the next couple days. She's molesting a 14-year-old. Like it was too much. It was a little too much off the top.
They just fist bumped. Kelly and Goose just fist bumped on that one.
Fill in the blank. You can never look cool doing blank. Friday morning question, fill in the blank. You can never look cool doing blank. Most of these things we all do, we just know that we don't look cool doing them.
We had several here. Brian, Samantha, Dave, Todd, all said making an O face.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing cool about the O face.
No.
It's pretty much all of our favorite things.
Yeah, we all want to make it.
Yeah, we all want to make them, but can't. But on the flip side of that, too, I have apologized multiple times for two women as a whole because they I feel so bad for women when it comes to that. Like men get it all. We get to see all the sexy stuff. What women see is I am so sorry. Like some dude on top of you, like trying to hold himself up, and his arms are shaking like Michael J. Fox on a day he forgot a pill, and then he falls into your collarbone area, and then his breathing. You get that pool of slobber in your little collarbone area because he's just in your neck.
He sounds experienced, Kelly.
100%. We all are. Every guy is. There's a point you can't hold
I never
yourself.
had a guy on top of me in my collarbone.
You've never been the guy on top.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know you've been sitting there just shaking away because you can't hold your body weight anymore, and you just fall down into her, and you just collapse on top of her. And you're like,
Kelly looks like she's going to blow chunks.
No, I'm just saying worldwide women have been waiting for this apology. So
100%. 100%. Without a doubt. You deserve it. You deserve it. What do we get? If it's our birthday or some lucky day and we look down, we get to see all this sexiness going on down where we're looking down at you. What do you guys see? It looks like a commercial for like a home security system. You just see some eyes peeking over the top like, do you feel safe? Like, no, you probably shouldn't. Look at who's looking back at you, just creeping over the fence like Wilson from Home Improvement. Just right over the top of the fence line. And all you see are some eyeballs.
I can't breathe.
Sorry, tangent there.
Leah,
So no, the O face does not look sexy. Sorry, back to what we were talking about.
Leah says you cannot look cool walking down a hill.
No.
Yeah, that's a
No.
good one.
Oh my God.
Scott,
what was the other one we got? The
Scott
ski.
says running with a backpack.
Yes, running with a backpack. No one looks cool running with a backpack. Oh, did we do the ski boots?
No.
Yes, that was the other one we got. You can never look cool walking in ski boots.
That is true. You
If
cannot.
you've ever walked in ski boots, you know you just look ridiculous.
We've had several people text in using a shake weight.
Oh, yeah, you can't look good using a shake weight. Okay.
Oh, my God, that was funny.
Anyways.
Oh, here's one. Andrew said, yelling at your kids in public.
Yeah, you can never look cool yelling at your kids in public. Scott, I don't know if you're commenting on Thick's comment of blowing chunks or saying you can never look cool blowing chunks, because you can never look cool blowing chunks.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You just look like a grizzly trying to catch salmon out of the river. You're just all back is arched, and you just, grr. Yeah, there's no way you're recovering from that.
Oh, Matt nailed it. You can never, ever look cool wearing a Michigan jersey.
Aww.
Nothing?
It's the most iconic colors in jersey and helmet there is. What are you talking about?
Second iconic.
Here we go.
What are you talking about? No.
Will you take second place?
Statistically, it's the most iconic.
Football season's going to be so much
Can you
fun
forward
this year.
that article to me?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Busy weekend, big crowds expected in Columbus. Hundreds of thousands expected downtown for Pride. There's also a protest called No Kings planned in the city and multiple suburbs. And police say they are prepared to keep everyone safe. Mayor Ginther says the city fully supports peaceful protests, but warned that any violence toward police officers will not be tolerated.
God Almighty, please do your political stances if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what we do. Just please don't ruin it for everyone.
Really?
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Don't have us need a curfew downtown for 8 p.m. when so many businesses down there rely on late night Saturday dinners or the bars open.
Oh, they don't care.
Need any messes, please.
The Hilliard in the Know Facebook group is out of control. You want to see some drama, Kelly?
Over?
Just because Hilliard's got a massive one happening.
Oh, the No Kings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just.
Yeah, so that's all planned tomorrow. So, we're going to have big crowds for various reasons. So everybody just, don't ruin it for everyone. I think that's a great motto.
Don't make it why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. Right. The UK's equivalent of the Food and Drug Administration has warned the British public against eating Jolly Ranchers. I love a Jolly Rancher. Oh my gosh, especially the blue ones. Fight me on that. Fight me for a blue one.
Do you like the little squares or do you like the thin sticks?
I like the hard, rectangle candies. The hard candies. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, buddy. Anyway, the agency says Jolly Rancher Hard Candy, Jolly Rancher Misfits Gummies, Jolly Rancher Hard Candy Fruity 2-in-1, and Jolly Rancher Berry Gummies are absolutely unsafe. The candy contains mineral oil aromatic hydrocarbons and saturated hydrocarbons. The compounds are used to prevent stickiness and to create that beautiful glossy appearance. but they're also toxic and cancer-causing and not compliant with UK food rules. You always hear that the UK has higher standards for food than we do here. But all businesses in the UK have been advised to remove the products from their store shelves. Spaceballs is getting a sequel nearly 40 years after the original. And we get some big casting news yesterday. Mel Brooks, who wrote, directed, and starred in the parody of Star Wars and similar films of the 80s, will reprise his role as Yogurt.
Of course he is.
Isn't he?
Nobody's shocked by that.
Isn't he almost 100 years old?
He's up
92.
there. He's up there.
Man.
But you can't make Spaceballs without Yogurt and Mel Brooks.
Right. Rick Moranis will be back as Dark Helmet.
That is amazing.
Yep.
And shocking. Because he hasn't
done anything lately.
Yeah.
Bill Pullman will be back as Lone Star.
I thought he was dead.
And, I always confuse him with the other guy.
Yes.
Not Bill Pullman, but...
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton
died, right?
Yes.
From Twister. Yeah.
And
Aliens.
2 additions to the cast. Josh Gad, hilarious.
He's co-writing it.
I love him. He's co-writing.
He's co-writing
nice.
Spaceballs too, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
He is one of the funnier people on the planet,
I
Josh
agree.
Gad. And Keke Palmer will also be in the cast.
Did you see the preview trailer?
No.
So it's amazing. It starts off like every Star Wars film and Spaceballs, where it's got the scroll, and it talks about before 1995 or something. There was one trilogy, the Star Wars trilogy, and then it goes on and it lists all these things that have happened since then.
Yeah,
it's really funny. And then Mel Brooks comes on and announces, "I'm just mad it's not coming out till 2027."
Oh,
How
really?
is that possible?
I thought we would have had it like by early next year or something.
Okay, when your star is 98 years old,
He's 98.
you better get to film it.
Yeah, you better definitely.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. At least do his parts
Do his
now.
parts now. Yeah.
Right.
May the,
Not wait.
may the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah. All right, those are your 3 things.
So congratulations to the class of 2025. It's been a couple weeks that you've been out of school now. But there was a new study that just revealed what graduating high school seniors were listening to this year. And it's kind of interesting. Looking at metadata from Spotify playlists themed around graduation or the class of 2025, the top 3 metal bands that they were listening to this year as high school seniors were Slipknot at number 3.
Wow, that's something.
Number 2, I mean, not totally surprised because they have always stood the test of time, but Metallica at number 2.
But still, though, high school.
And then number 1 on the list, a little interesting, Deftones came in at number 1.
I mean...
And maybe I'm just not schooled enough on what is considered metal, but Deftones considered metal?
Yes,
Really?
absolutely.
Okay, all right. Well, they also looked at rock music when it came to the high school seniors, and they went even older because, as it turns out, sure, Slipknot, Metallica, and Deftones were the top 3 metal bands they were listening to, but what were the top 3 rock acts overall that the class of 2025 was listening to? Well, using the same metadata from playlists themed around graduation or class of 2025, number 3 on the list for high school seniors, Fleetwood Mac.
This, Kelly and I were talking about this earlier, and I think it has a lot to do with TikTok. Because
100%.
The guy riding...
Ocean Spray.
The Ocean Spray. That, I mean, it's if Fleetwood Mac needed help, that just blew them up.
Number 2 on the list, the Beatles. For high school seniors.
That's amazing to me.
And number 1 on the list, Kelly would be very happy about this, Queen.
It's crazy.
Number 1 on the list for high school seniors.
This is TikTok doing this.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
But we were talking off the air. It's no different than around the year, 2000 or so, to early 2000s, when Rock Band was exploding.
And Guitar Hero.
Yeah. And I remember people going nuts over Kansas Wayward Son because it was on there. Carry My Wayward Son. And people were going nuts over that song.
Yeah.
They were amazed by it.
Yeah. So many songs on those that they just had never even heard before.
They never heard.
That had been around. They were timeless songs.
And now these are all hooks and clips that people use for sounds on TikTok. Yeah. So all these old songs are becoming new again.
But I love it.
No, I completely agree. I would much rather them listen to that than that god-awful mumble rap they're listening to now. Just saying. 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's learn you some stuff on a Friday morning, make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up today. Little tidbits you can take with you throughout your weekend. This first fact, I don't even know how to react. It's funny and I guess not sad, but could I throw on the word stereotype maybe?
All right.
The first African American video game character was in an Atari game. Do you want to take a guess as to what Atari game the first African American video game character was in 1979?
79.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Pitfall?
No. Pitfall Harry. No.
Well, I didn't know if there was... Oh, wait a minute. Does it have to do with water? Did you have to swim underwater?
Nope.
Oh, not that one.
Nope. They wouldn't do that. It was the exact opposite of that.
I don't know, man.
Basketball.
Oh, for God's sakes.
It was in the 1979 Atari game Basketball. The International Space Station is the most expensive thing that's ever been built. The estimated cost right now is over $100 billion.
Yeah, I believe it.
Because there's a toy in every Happy Meal, McDonald's is the world's largest distributor of toys.
Yeah.
On a similar note, do you know who the largest producers of tires are in the world?
Oh, Hot Wheels.
Close.
Tonka.
Not quite.
No. Matchbox?
Lego.
Of wheels?
Yeah.
Really? That many?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That many wheels. There were only 25 episodes of the original Scooby-Doo show, which debuted on CBS in 1969. That's it. 16 more were added in 1978. And then, of course, there's been a steady stream of reboots and spin-offs. But the original Scooby-Doo commercial or cartoon was only 25 episodes. I did not know that. A couple of them.
You know, you got high.
Yeah, that's true. You forgot.
Hey, let's go back. That was good.
A couple of those episodes actually had Batman and Robin in them.
Yes.
They had the cartoon Batman and Robin.
That's right.
And speaking of that, during the 1960s Batman TV series, Robin said 356 different things after the word holy in the catchphrase. Yeah. They included holy armadillo, holy hamburger, holy grammar, and holy unrefillable prescriptions. That is great.
Wow.
What an amazing show. Which, by the way, based off the 60s TV show, there was a 1966 movie that involved all four of the main villains, Joker, Catwoman, Penguin, and the Riddler. It was an actual movie they made.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a great movie, too. And if you would like to see a shot-by-shot reenactment of the bomb scene from the Batman movie, go to my TikTok page. I did a full reenactment in my Batman onesie pajama. My full-blown, my full-blown Batman onesie pajama.
Yes. No, I've already seen that.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. He did.
A shot-by-shot reenactment of the bomb scene. Go to my TikTok page and you'll be able to see that. It's the first video I ever posted, actually. There you go. Learning some stuff on a Friday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.